So we're talking about the different ways to control Sonos. You know, all we've talked about really is the desktop software, but like we mentioned before, we have 3 different ways to control Sonos. Not only the free desktop software, but we've got our free apps, like we talked about earlier, for Apple products, Android products, and a free app for the new Kindle Fire. So when we talk about all of these, the other cool thing about our apps and our desktop software is there's no need to learn a whole bunch of different interfaces from all of these different streaming companies. Like Pandora's streaming interface looks a little bit different than Rdio, and Rdio's looks a little different than Rhapsody, and Rhapsody looks a little different than Spotify, and there's that learning curve. But you don't have to worry about that with Sonos. So with Sonos, we take all of these different providers and we integrate them into the same format. So once you're used to the Sonos controller, you're used to all of these different streaming services as well. Pretty cool?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when we talk about the apps, one is apps for Android and Apple products. You know, when we talk about especially the iPad app, our best controller to date. We've been able to leverage all of the extra real estate there to really bring to life everything you can do, from changing rooms to what's currently playing to all of your different music choices. You can just drag and drop into each pane there and start playing music or create your own playlist. When you turn it into portrait mode, it gives you a little bit longer list. If you want to be able to change your rooms, they're right up here at the top. You just press that button, the panel turns around, you have all your rooms, press it, whichever room you want to adjust, and it automatically flips back over again. Shows you what's currently playing and what's lined up to play next. Now with Android, we've been able to leverage a couple cool things with the Android app as well. One of those is the speech recognition technology that Google created. We've been able to tap into that. All you have to do is press the little microphone, and now instead of typing in the search for your artist or song that you're looking for, you can simply just speak into it. Instead of typing out Bruce Springsteen, you just press that button, you say Bruce Springsteen. By the time you pull it away, the search is done and you're ready to play music. I mean, it's really cool. It works really well. I was a little skeptical, but it works very, very well. The desktop controller that's free in the box, of course, we just saw that. But coming soon, and I mean real soon, at the end of the month, we have a new desktop controller that's coming out that will update our current one to give you the same functionality that we have with our iPad app. Cool?
Great.
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting a while for this. Very cool. Also adds a little mini player that'll reside down in the bottom corner of your screen, so you don't have to maximize and minimize the entire app. You can just keep the little mini player there and do any adjustments while you're still working on your computer. Pretty nice. And then for Kindle, for the Kindle Fire, we also have an app for that too. So any customer that has purchased a new Kindle Fire, also has a Sonos controller, because it's a free app to download there. Now, like we've talked about with all of Sonos, having music in the bedroom, having music in the office, having music in the living room, you can literally have music everywhere in your home. Now, not only everywhere, but with different types of players as well. So, you might have a customer looking at like the Play 3 or the Play 5 and go, well, cool, I love Sonos, but I wish there was some way that I could just hook up the pair of speakers that I already own to a Sonos system. And with Sonos you can. That's our Connect amp. Our Connect amp is amplified. It's got 55 watts per channel. Now keep in mind, they're also Class D digital amplifiers, extremely efficient, meaning 90% of that power is going towards music, and about 10% is dissipated as heat. So what's 10% of 55?
5.
5. So you got about 5 watts that's just being dissipated as heat, and a full 50 watts going towards the sound. Just like with a 100 watt per channel analog amplifier. About 50 watts goes towards sound, but another 50 watts is being dissipated as heat. With this, super easy to set up. If you're using it to start your Sonos network, you can connect it directly to your router. If you've already got your Sonos network set up, bypass this step, simply plug it in, connect a pair of speakers to it, and do the 2-button push. And you just added another room of music using your own speakers. Not only just using your own speakers, but it also has a line in. So again, if you wanted to add iPod, MP3 player, CD player, even a TV's audio into the Sonos network, Simply plug it into the auxiliary in, and now it's on the Sonos network. We also have spot for powered sub. Cool thing is, when you add a powered sub to it, the minute you plug it in, it detects that you've added a powered sub and automatically activates the crossover in it. So it's going to send all the low frequencies to your subwoofer, all the other frequencies to the rest of your speakers. Does it automatically. Well, we've also had customers say, well, wouldn't it be great if I could add Sonos to my existing stereo system or to my home theater? And again, with Sonos, you can. That's our Connect. It's really kind of the non-amplified version of our Connect amp. It hooks up just like a CD player. You've got either optical, fiber optic connection, or digital coax, or analog, regular RCA cables. One of these three to connect it to your receiver. Also gives you the option, if this is the first piece that you're hooking up, you could hook it up to a router. Simply plug it in, connect it to your receiver or your amplifier, press the two buttons. You just added Sonos to your existing stereo or home theater. The other cool thing about these two Ethernet jacks, because remember, all we have to do is hook up one piece of Sonos to the router. Everything else can be connected wirelessly. Well, these don't have to go to waste because they're live and connected to the internet. So imagine if you did take a Connect, connect it into your home theater center, and you also have like a Blu-ray player or a gaming system like PS3 or Xbox or a smart TV. You know, any one of these things that could be connected to the internet and you would like to do that, well, now you can. Because these are live internet connections. Take your Blu-ray player, connect it in, you just connected your Blu-ray player to the internet. Take your smart TV, plop it in, you just connected your smart TV to the internet. Is that cool or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, see some added value there?
For sure.
Yeah, now you've got internet connectivity with any one of our players throughout your house as well. So it's really easy to remember. We have three ways, we call it the 333, 3 ways that we can listen, 3 ways that we can control, and 3 ways that we can play music. You can play all your stored music, streaming music, or over 100,000 radio stations, our free apps for Apple and Android products, our free desktop software, and our free app for Kindle Fire, and then our all-in-one systems, our Connect amp to hook up your own speakers, or our Connect to be able to hook up any stereo system or home theater center to your Sonos network. Cool?